Hello and welcome to Centennial Sports TV. I'm Nathan Simpson, joined alongside Ethan Gabor. Ethan, so much going on in sports right now, but we have to start at home with the red-hot Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, Nate, there is no doubt about that one. The Blue Jays are visiting the lowly Colorado Rockies in a big series for the Bluebirds. Let's dive right into it. Toronto, they are looking for the series sweep visiting the Rockies. Kevin Gausman, he's returning home to Colorado, but he's getting off to a shaky start here in the bottom of the first. Ezequiel Tovar at the plate facing Gausman, and he's going to double this one to left field. That one goes all the way to the wall, bounces off, and it will score the run from second. Rockies go up early in this one, 1-0. Now in the top of the third with Bo Bichette at the dish. He's going to crush this one off Freeland. That one goes to right center field, and it gets over the wall for the 3-run shot. Gives the Jays the 3-1 lead. Taking another look here. Great swing from Bo there. Beautiful piece of work to get that home run. And now we move to the top of the fifth with Nathan Lucas at the dish, and he hits one deep. Looks like it could go, but it will hit off the fence. That's okay though, because Ty France and Buddy Kennedy, they'll come around to score, and that results in a triple for Lucas, puts the Jays up 5-1. Now in the top of the sixth, 8-1 Jays. Addison Barger in pinch hitting. He's gonna single up the middle, line drive, and that'll bring in two more, putting the Jays up 10-1. Double-digit runs for the Jays, and just a crazy offensive game for them. Thanks to Barger with that great hit there. And now we go to the bottom of the seventh with Gausman dealing. He's got 7 strikeouts through this, and he gets Kyle Farmer to swing. Strikeout number 8 on the day. He goes 7 innings, only 1 run given up for Gausman. Now in the top of the 8th, it's Vladdy at the dish. He smashes this one, goes way deep to right center field. Solo shot, extends the lead to 11-1 for the Blue Jays. Absolutely mashed there. Now in the top of the 9th, Jays, they're pouring it on, up 15-1. And Nathan Lucas, he's going to get the sac fly. Ty France scores on the tie-up from third, and that sets a new franchise record for runs in a series with 41. Toronto, they'd add 4 more and take it 21 the final. For more, we head to our MLB panel.
Welcome to Centennial Sports. This is your host Faraz Hashmi with Thomas Morgan and Braden Morrison. And today we're going to talk about the Toronto Blue Jays, who just wrapped up their series in Denver against the Colorado Rockies, and it was a blowout in all 3 games. The Blue Jays are now 4 games ahead of the Red Sox in the AL East. I'm going to go to you guys, man. What do you guys think about the Blue Jays' current position, and will they be able to hold up their position in the AL East?
I do believe they will be able to hold their position in the AL East. They're 13-7 since the All-Star break. They just had a record-setting series against the Rockies with 63 hits in a 3-game series. That's the most in a single-game series since 1901. And those additions to the bullpen have been huge. Lewis Farland, I know his ERA is up to 3 from 2.1 with the Twins, but his whip is down to 1. And then you have Sir Anthony Dominguez. In 3 of his 4 appearances, he's been stone cold, 0 earned runs in his first 3 outings with 2 holds. That last one with the Royals got into a little bit of trouble, but he's been really solid.
Yeah, gotta agree with Tom. I think the 4-game lead over the Red Sox is going to be enough for them to hold. The Blue Jays have the best hitting team in Major League Baseball by a substantial margin. They lead the league in average, they lead the league in on-base percentage, and they strike out the least. The bats have been tremendous for the Blue Jays, and given Tom's points on the bullpen and starting pitching with Shane Bieber coming down the pipeline pretty soon, I think the Jays have more than enough to keep that lead in the AL East.
Good points there, guys. Talking about Shane Bieber, I'll go to you, Tom. Whenever he returns to the lineup, who do you think he'll replace in the rotation?
I have to say it'll probably be Eric Lauer. He's been one of the better Blue Jays starters in the starts he's had this season, but just with the experience the Blue Jays have with Gosman, with Bassett, with Scherzer, if those three guys are healthy and Bieber comes back and he could be the ace and Cy Young winner pitcher that he was back in 2020, I just don't really see a way for Lauer and then even Barrios, who's having a down year this year, to stay in the rotation.
That's it from our Blue Jays panel. This is Faraz Hashmi with Thomas Morgan and Braden Morrison. Back to the studio.
Kansas City visiting the white-hot Boston Red Sox, winners of 7 straight. And rookie outfielder Roman Anthony, the talk of the town, or at least in most Dunkin' Donuts across Massachusetts. He signed a massive 8-year, $130 million contract extension. I have no idea what I would do with that money. Bottom one, we have 2 out early. Jarren Duran is at the plate. He singles to right, puts runners on the corners. Some good action going on for Boston early, doing the airplane from the dugout. Runners on the corners for Romy Gonzalez. He steps up and he crushes this baseball. That's high and deep, but off the monster. It's a double, his 18th of the season, scoring both Trevor Story and Duran. 2-0 Red Sox early. Now, top 4. 2-1 Red Sox, Royals with 2 on. Kyle Isbell comes to the plate, and he would single to center. Infielders playing a bit too far in, unable to make the play. Scores both runners, makes it 3-2. Not a hard hit ball, but gets the job done. We jump to the top of the 7th. After a quick out for the Royals, they hit 2 singles to set up Jonathan India, who skies this baseball. That's high, it's deep, and this time it goes over the monster. He hits his 6th home run of the season. A bit of insurance for Kansas City, puts the Royals up 6-2. Now, we pick it up in the bottom of the 9th. Royals closer, Carlos Estevez, gets a dribbler from Masataka Yoshida. He grounds out, and the Red Sox, their win streak is snapped at 7 games. The Royals take this one, 7-3 the final.
Keeping it in the AL East with the New York Yankees taking on the Rangers in Arlington. Texas looking for the series sweep while the Yankees are trying to end their 5-game losing streak. We pick this one up in the bottom of the 3rd, still tied at 0. Sam Haggerty, he taps it into right center field. That'll bring Ezekiel Duran around to score. It's an RBI single here for Haggerty, and it puts the Rangers up 1-0 in the 3rd inning of this one. Great little run and play there to come around the bases. Now in the top of the 4th, it's Anthony Volpe, and he's facing his childhood friend, Jack Leiter, on the mound. And Volpe lines one into left field for the base hit. This is going to bring Cody Bellinger around to score, ties the game up at 1-1. Taking another look, some solid contact there by Volpe to get the RBI single and bring Bellinger around. In the same inning, runners are off, and Kyle Higashioka, he throws it down to 3rd, but Josh Smith fumbles it. That'll allow Jason Dominguez to come home. Yankees take the lead 2-1 on the brutal error. Now in the bottom of the 5th with the Rangers trailing, Marcus Semien at the dish. He's going to hit one to deep center field. Looks like it has a chance. It'll be caught, but that's okay because it's a sac fly, and Ezekiel Duran will score on the tag up, tie this game at 2-2. Now top 7, Paul Goldschmidt drills one to left field. It goes for a solo shot. Yankees retake the lead 3-2 off the Goldschmidt bomb. Now in the bottom of the 9th, the game is on the line. David Bednar facing Adolis Garcia, and he will get him. That's the game. Yankees win 3-2 the final. Now taking a look at the AL East standings, the Jays still have a commanding 3-game lead over the Boston Red Sox, but those Bo Sox keeping Toronto on their toes. Yankees still hanging around there with 7 games back of the Jays. Meanwhile, Tampa and Baltimore, they are slipping and falling.
Coming up after the break, the Argos look to get their season back on track. They host the Red Blacks. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
It is often said that the world isn't black and white, yet so many feel it is. They ask themselves, where is the color?
Gatorade Splash, all natural ingredients, infused with electrolytes to keep you hydrated all day long.
great splash. A new splash of color awaits.
Here, mornings start early, and life moves fast. That's why we at Tim Hortons bring you ProBits, the new way to snack smart so you can feel fueled. Because ProBits keep you going, wherever you are. The new ProBit brings the flavor and the energy, with each ProBit containing 56% protein. ProBit, fuel up the Canadian way.
What is helium? A gas? Sure, but not just any gas. It's a noble gas, the noblest of gases. A gas fit for a king or queen. It is light, it is abundant, it is the sun and the stars. It is elemental, eternal, and essential. And now you could wear it. Nike Helium, the noble sneaker.
Argos currently sitting tied for last in the East with a 2-6 record, but they're taking on the team they're tied with, the Ottawa Redblacks, also 2-6. We'll take you to the highlights. Ottawa at Toronto, the two worst teams in the East. Yikes, both looking to turn their seasons around. We jump to the second quarter. Argos up big early, 22-1. Redblacks looking for some momentum. They get some here. Khalil Pimbleton picks up the punt. How about those P's? He returns it back down to inside the 5-yard line. That would lead to an Ottawa touchdown. Later in the quarter, 22-11, quarterback Drew Brown connects with Braylon Addison. His second score of this season. Nice throw and catch there. Cuts the Argos lead to 3, 22-19. Less than a minute left. Argos ball. Arbuckle floats one out to Jake Herslow. And oh, how about the hurdle? Argos would convert a field goal to end the half, but Herslow looking like Saquon Barkley out there. It's 25-19 at the half. In the third quarter, Argos trailing for the first time in this game. 3rd and 3, Arbuckle keeps a gutsy play from the backup QB, getting the first down. And then on the very next play, he would sneak it in, rough and tumble for the little fella. Great quarterback play. 31-26. We go to the fourth quarter. Argos still lead 39-32. Redblacks, William Stanback gets the first down and more. Nice little run up the middle. Sets up the 5th Ottawa touchdown. Backup quarterback Dustin Crum sneaking it in. Tie game 39-39. Less than a minute to go in the game. Redblacks down by 3. Brown connects with Justin Hardy. His second score of the game, his 5th on the season. 46-42. It's a barn burner. But do the Argos have anything left to offer? We jump to just 30 seconds left in this one. It's going to be Arbuckle in the pocket. He sits, waits, fires up a long ball. That's not usually good for Arbuckle. He gets picked off by former Argo Robert Priester, who says goodnight to the BMO Field crowd. Another Arbuckle blunder costs Toronto this one late. Redblacks take it 46-42, improving to 3-6. Argo's the worst team in the CFL.
Winnipeg Blue Bombers taking on the Calgary Stampeders. We picked this one up in the second quarter. Bombers up 10-zip. Zach Caleros, he's going to take the snap, looks and finds Jared Stearns, gets into the end zone for the 23-yard score. Winnipeg, they jump out to a 17-0 lead in the first half. Now just 1 minute later, Calgary driving. Vernon Adams Jr. throws the deep shot, and he finds Tevin Jones, who's just going to walk right into the end zone. Makes it 17-8. Taking another look here, what a play from Jones and Vernon Adams there. Each team would add a score and we'd head in the locker room with the Bombers up 23-16. Jump to the fourth quarter now, just over a minute to play. Winnipeg down 25-23. It's Sergio Castillo. He's going to kick this from 63 yards out for the lead, and he delivers. The Bombers, they would add a rouge on the ensuing kickoff, so they're up by 2 with 1 minute to go. Still, though, there's some time for the Stamps. Under a minute now. Adams, he looks and he finds Eric Brooks over the middle, puts the Stamps in field goal range. So that sets up Rene Paredes from 40 yards out for the win.
For the Calgary Stampeders to walk it off with a win on the leg of Paredes. Ball is down, kick is up, got it!
Calgary, after trailing 17-0, walk it off. They take this one, 28-27, the final.
Lions versus Ticats in the Hammer. And look who's on site for this one. Mr. Aura Man himself, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, reigning league MVP, finals MVP with the Larry O.B. Fun times in Hamilton. We fast forward to the third quarter, 13-7 Lions. Hamilton QB Bo Levi Mitchell to Tim White, who hauls it in over the middle. A little bit of yak there. Some yards after the catch, he takes it just to around the 20-yard line. On the very next play, Mitchell drops back. This time finds Giovanni Robertson for the score, his first touchdown of the season. 2 plays, and the Ticats take the lead, 14-13 to the score. Next drive, Lions on the Ticats 4. It's James Butler rushing it in, regaining the lead for BC, his third tutty in 2 games against his former team, 20-14 Lions. Just a couple minutes later, Mitchell airs one out into double coverage, but that doesn't matter for Kenny Lawler. He brings it down, best wideout in the CFL for a reason. That play would spark a touchdown. Later in the drive, fourth quarter, it's an absolute shootout in Steeltown. It's 35-31 Ticats. Nathan Rourke connects with James Butler, his second of the game. 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. He continues to torch his former team. Extra point was good, 38-35. But would that be enough for British Columbia? 4 seconds left in the game. Hamilton kicker Mark Leggio stepping up. And does he have the leg? Oh, yes, he does. Gets it to go. The Ticats tie this game up. We need overtime. Tiger Cats marching down the field. Mitchell throws one just a bit behind White. He makes the catch, but then he's stripped. Christophe Beaulieu knocks it loose. Dwayne Hendricks recovers it. BC ball. Then kicker Sean White to win it. He's not going to miss that one. It's 20 yards out, and it's good. The Lions take this one, walking it off 41-38. What a weekend in the CFL.
Moving south of the border, the NFL preseason is underway. And you know what that means. Storylines, contract disputes, exciting rookies, and more. Earlier today, we caught up with Cole Underhill to discuss all things on the gridiron.
The NFL season's coming up with the preseason underway tonight. The Philadelphia Eagles remain Super Bowl favorites as the defending champions, but which team do you see taking an unexpected jump to contenders for this upcoming season?
You know what, Cole? I think there's many contenders, same as we've seen lots before. You got your Bills, you have your Chiefs, your Eagles, obviously, once again. But a team I'm really looking to make a big jump this year is the Denver Broncos. Last year, they made their first playoff appearance since the Peyton Manning era under the leadership of first-year quarterback Bo Nix, who had an awesome rookie season, throwing for 3,700 yards, 29 TDs. That was good for 6th most in the league. And then their defense is absolutely incredible. The 3rd-ranked defense last year. Linebacker Nick Bonito with 13.5 sacks, 3rd most in the league. Zach Allen, who just re-signed, 8.5 sacks. And then, of course, Pat Surtain, reigning Defensive Player of the Year at corner. You add on top of that Dre Greenlaw and Talanoa Hufanga from the 49ers. And then on offense, you bring in Evan Ingram as another receiving threat. Bo Nix making a good leap in year 2. I can totally see the Broncos winning a playoff game or 2 this season.
All right, and which division do you expect to be the most competitive this season?
Well, Cole, there's one division in football that had 2 15-win teams last season. That's the NFC North. And those 2 teams, the Lions and the Vikings, will probably be really good again. The Vikings are expected by many to be worse than the division, projected to be not as good as the Bears or the Packers. And like I said, they won 15 last year. The roster is pretty much the same. J.G. McCarthy obviously coming in as the team's new quarterback. I like the Lions to still win about 12, 13 games. The Packers are a 12-win team. And the Bears, you know, they have young quarterback. They have receivers who are developing, and quite possible that they're a 12-win team as well. So that's the toughest division in football this year.
Yeah, so the NFL preseason is a huge chance for rookies to get their chance to make the team. Which NFL rookie do you see being the most impactful for their new team this year?
You know, I don't necessarily go with ones who are most impactful, as obviously those are chalk answers, such as your Cam Wards or Ashton Genties. But one rookie I'm really looking out for this year is Emeka Egbuka of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers out of Ohio State. He was the 19th overall pick in his senior year at Ohio State, had 1,000 yards, had 10 touchdowns, and that was on an absolutely loaded receiving corps. And so he joins a Bucs offense that's already decent. They made the playoffs last year, just barely losing to eventual NFC Championship finalists, the Washington Commanders. Him joining that team with Baker Mayfield, I think is very exciting and good prospect for the Buccaneers this year.
All right, and it's very early, but who are your early frontrunners for NFL MVP?
Well, there are the chalk answers, the Lamar Jacksons, Patrick Mahomes, and Josh Allens of the world, all three of which have won the MVP now. And I believe in voters' fatigue, so I'm not going to go with any of those guys. I am going to go with the quarterback because it's a quarterback-driven award, and a sneaky one. LA Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is my pick for MVP. Last season, on a down year for him, he had 23 touchdowns and just 3 interceptions. He's highly efficient. He just got his former wide receiver one back, Keenan Allen. Ladd McConkey is going into his second year in the NFL and was excellent in his rookie year. So I like his receiving core. I think Jim Harbaugh was coaching him up well. I think they have a good relationship. Offensively, the team is going to be dangerous, and I expect them to win at least 10 games, more likely 11 or 12. That's good enough for him to be MVP if he looks good and puts up the numbers that we're projecting for him.
All right, thanks, guys. That's all from our NFL panel today.
Coming up, National Bank Open men and women finals. 18-year-old Canadian Vicky Mboko looking to make some history. We show you the highlights after the break.
Here, mornings start early, and life moves fast. That's why we at Tim Hortons bring you ProBits, the new way to snack smart so you can feel fueled. Because ProBits keep you going, wherever you are. The new ProBit brings the flavor and the energy, with each ProBit containing 56% protein. ProBit, fuel up the Canadian way.
What is helium? A gas? Sure, but not just any gas. It's a noble gas, the noblest of gases. A gas fit for a king or queen. It is light, it is abundant, it is the sun and the stars. It is elemental, eternal, and essential. And now you could wear it. Nike Helium, the noble sneaker.
It is often said that the world isn't black and white, yet so many feel it is. They ask themselves, where is the color?
Gatorade Splash, all natural ingredients, infused with electrolytes, keep you hydrated all day long.
Gatorade Splash. A new splash of color awaits.
A budding superstar in Montreal. Canadian Victoria Mboko looking to win her first WTA title on home soil of all places, but she'd have to go through former world number 1, Naomi Osaka. The 18-year-old Mboko taking on Osaka in the final in Montreal. Mboko having an incredible tournament. The first set, Osaka leading 2-0 early. Mboko, she would hit a big backhand and then finishes at the net with a nice volley. Later on, it's 5-2 Osaka now. Mboko, well, she sent this forehand wide, trying to go cross court. Osaka took the first set 6-2. Opening game of the second set, Mboko hits a backhand winner that's just out of Osaka's reach. Really nice hit from the Canadian. Jump to 5-4 for Mboko, serving to tie the set. Osaka controlling the point, but sends the forehand long. Mboko takes the second set 6-4. Third set, Mboko leading 2-1. Osaka, she hits a backhand winner cross court, but that was really her only high point in this third set, as Mboko would take the next few games to lead 5-1. Osaka on the serve, match point for the Canadian, and Osaka hits it right into the net. Vicky Mboko, the first Canadian woman to win the National Bank Open since Bianca Andreescu. A thrilling moment for the young woman. She moves up to 24 in the world rankings. Huge moment for Canadian tennis.
On the men's side, it's American Ben Shelton taking on Kirill Kachenkov in the Open final in Toronto. First set, Shelton leading 6-5. He's going to rip a few huge forehands, including that winner, to win the point. But Kachanov, he would send it to a tiebreak, and on set point, the Russian, he comes right up to the net, hits the volley to take it home, takes the first set 7-6. Second set, Kachanov up 3-2, but it's Shelton who gets down and wins the point. 4-4 now, Kachanov has Shelton on the run, but the American, he's going to get to this one, and he rips a backhand down the line for the winner there. 5-4 Shelton leading. He finishes in this one, comes up to the net and hits a great volley to save break point. Now set point for Shelton. He goes and he hits the drop shot, and then he's going to hit this one behind Kachanov to win the point and tie the match. Early in the third set, 4-4 third set after a long rally, Kachanov, he hits the forehand winner here to start from there. Now in the third set, tie break. Match point for Shelton. Kachanov, he hits it into the net. Shelton wins his first ever Masters 1000, and here is our tennis panel.
National Bank Open, it's in the books and new legend have rising. Victoria Mboko, the Toronto native, it's projected to climb to number 24 in the world rankings after starting the year outside the top 300, making her the top-ranking Canadian woman. I'm here with Adam Ayanada and Alexandra Didkapwa. Alexandra, how was Mboko able to beat Osaka in the final?
Victoria Mboko won the final against Osaka with the strategy, grit, and home advantage. I mean, she played in Montreal, so in her home country, and despite she started in a disadvantage, she came back and she dominated the third set 6-1. So I think that during the US Open, the next big tournament, she will arrive deeply in the competition.
Yeah, for me, I think in that final, there was a turning point at the beginning of the second set after Osaka had won the first set 6-2. There was a turning point where Mboko hit a ball that was in, but Osaka thought it was out, and thinking that it was out, she just hit the ball out thinking that she had won the point. But Mboko's shot was in. Osaka then got frustrated by that, lost that game, and then went on to throw her racket. And that's when Osaka started to get into her own head, and the match started to turn. And Mboko, having seen that, started to take advantage. And that was the difference in the match. Osaka could never get out of her own head, but Mboko was poised and showed incredible maturity for an 18-year-old.
Right. So after Donna talking about the women's side, on the men's side, what are your thoughts on Ben Shelton's performance in Toronto, Alexandra?
Well, Ben Shelton delivered a statement-making performance in Toronto. Not only did he claim a prestigious trophy, but he also showcased his mental toughness, tactical growth, and readiness to compete with the elite. Now, his position in the ATP standings in the sixth one, so he's very high alongside Djokovic. And I think he can be a very, I can say, dangerous for the next Grand Slam tournament, especially for the US Open. So let's see.
Yeah, I think Ben Shelton was awesome in Toronto. And we know that Ben Shelton's got the big serve. He can hit it at 230 plus kilometers per hour. But the thing that stood out to me was his second serve. He was placing his second serve really well, hitting with a lot of spin on the second serve, really making it difficult for opponents to read it. He won 70% of points on his second serve in that final against Karen Khachanov. So he's becoming a more rounded player. And as Alessandro said, he's up to sixth in the world. And I think he's going to start to push some of the guys in the top five, like Taylor Fritz, who he beat in the semis. And the ones to beat are obviously Sinner and Alcaraz. And I don't think Ben Shelton is far off.
All right. After the National Bank Open, the top 32 players are seeded, including Victoria Mboko. Her next step will be the US Open. Let's see if she will continue to make more successful moment for the Canadian woman. That's all from us. Back to the studio.
Man, what a great couple matches to end on there, including the Canadian Vicky Mboko taking it home on home soil. Doesn't get much better than that.
I gotta say, it's got me really excited for the US Open. They're in Cincinnati right now, but the major is right around the corner. Until then, I've been Nathan Simpson, he's been Ethan Gabor, and you've been watching Centennial Sports TV. We'll see you next time.